Ragamuffins, Jamie here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's movement session. Today we're going to be utilizing a special piece of equipment that's not normally on the subscription, but we're going to be using it today, the kettlebell. I'll be using various ones today. I have a lighter one as well. I have a 10 pound, or is this a 5? No, yeah, a 10 pound one. So always do a weight that is appropriate, challenging, yet doable for you. I'm gonna be talking you through each exercise. We're gonna be doing 45 seconds with a 15-second rest break, 5 exercises, 3 rounds with a warm up and a cool down. What we're gonna need today is a kettlebell, a mat. We are gonna be getting down on the ground today, a water bottle and a towel. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's get ready to warm up our body in preparation for this kettlebell workout. Shaking out, we're gonna start with a side to side step, core kind of twist, opening up and breathing, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Nice job coming into that. You can start out small in that rotation. You can start out with that big arm, lift up and tap, good. Inhale, exhale, 5 seconds. First one, we got 7. Arm circles, and we're gonna start with a little bit of a squat with the arm circles. So I have a little bit of a knee bend going here. You control the speed here. You can be here, you can be here. And we're gonna reverse. Small squat, open up, arm rotation, spinners. Opening up, 5, 2, and 1. Alternating front raise, up and lifting those arms up. If you want, you can come into a little bit of a squat here. Warming up that body, low impact. Breathing as you reach up, core. And up, good. Breathing up. And again, you control the depth. So you can come in here into that squat or not. Now we're gonna come into low impact jacks, bringing it up here, side to side. If you want, you can come into a little bit more of a hop or a lift with those hands. Or here, increase or decrease the speed. Ooh, good, good, coming up, breathing. Thumbs up, and now coming into pulls. So reaching up high and pulling down, breathing. Again, sorry, I didn't go with the level 1, level 2, option 1, option 2. Option 1, option 2, adding those arms. Option 3, big movement where you're reaching up high, lifting those legs. Good. 3, 2, and quick feet here, so low impact. Alternating those arms, coming up and back. If you want to add some direction, you can come up and back. You can come side to side. Breathing, nice work. Or you can come up, breathe back. Whew. 5, good. And awesome job, everybody. You rocked it. The first one we're gonna do is we're gonna get down on the ground, come to a chest press. Chest press for about 8. Feet are gonna be flat on the ground. Chest press for 8 and bicycle for 8. So feet are flat, bringing up that kettlebell, holding it by the ball. 4, bell, 3, 2, and 1. Then bringing it up, holding it up, and coming into a bicycle. 8, 7, 6. Now we might have different counts, so remember that piece too. Slow and controlled, making sure that that core is engaged, and then bringing it back up to the press. Pushing it away from the chest for 8. Inhale, exhale, and coming in and out with those knees, making sure those elbows are soft as you come in and out with that press. And 1, All right, we're gonna stand up for the next one. Coming into 2 halos to 2 squats. Now halos, I'm gonna hold by the bell again, running around, wrapping it around my head, hence halo. 1 and 2, and then hold steady, knees facing toes, 2 squat. Wrapping it around the head for 2 squats. Coming, inhale, exhale. Make sure that you go in different directions. So if you're going clockwise for 1, go counterclockwise for the other. 1 and 2, hold front. Weight is in the heels. As you come into that squat, come around and come up all the way up to a stand. Running around, breathing. We have 3 and 1. All right, we're gonna come into a kettlebell high pull. So a burpee coming down to the ground. Kettlebell is gonna be on the ground. We're gonna come down, stepping up or hopping up, pulling, leading with the elbow, and coming down, stepping up or hopping up, pulling, leading with the elbow. So coming down, stepping down or hopping up, leading here. If you have an incline, you can always come and place it on the incline and come into the high pull from there. Stepping back on the ground and pulling, leading with the elbow, gently placing it back down on the ground, coming down and high pull, leading with the elbow back and up, leading, nice job, and 1. Whew. Next one is gonna be an overhead tricep extension. We're gonna take that kettlebell, split that stance, toe are aligned, place that kettlebell behind your body and lift. Breathing out. We're gonna do about halfway in this stagger stance, and then we will switch to the other side. Make sure that core is engaged, that you're not rounded here in the back, lifting. 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, stagger stance, and lift up. Slowly bringing down that weight with control, and breathing out as you lift that weight up on the ground. Make sure that those shoulders are stable, that you're not coming back this way too far. Shoulders stable, elbow flexion, extension, extending out. Good. Last one in this series is gonna be plank kettlebell pulls. I'm gonna get down on the ground and I'll pull that kettlebell over when I'm in the plank position. So I have it laid flat here. I'll pull here and flip it. Pull and flip it. Pull and flip it. You can also come down to your thigh pads at any time. Do this in quadruped here. Pull and flip, pull and flip. Again, make sure you keep that core engaged and come into a rest break whenever you need it. Breathing, pull and flip. Side to side. Always pulling that kettlebell. Hands, elbows are stacked. Whoo-wee. All right, second round, coming into that chest press supine. I'm laying down on the ground and then slowly coming into those pulls. Chest press, holding it here, engaging core, and breathe out for 8. Pushing it up. Inhale, exhale. Like I said, our counts may be different, so just make sure you count on your own. Pushing from the chest and then holding into that bicycle. One leg, one knee comes up at a time, pulls for 8, breathing, and exhale, come down. Slowly breathing, inhale and exhale, pushing it away from the chest. That's when you have that exhale, slowly lower down, unlike I just did, like landed on my chest. Breathing as you bring one leg up and return to lower. Slowly coming up to a stand, we're gonna come to those 2 halos, 2 squats, knees facing toes, 2 squats. Remember to come counterclockwise, clockwise, switch it up, around for 2, engaging the core, coming down 1 and 2, around, inhale, breathing, and 2 and 1. If you're getting your sweat on like I am, make sure you get that towel break whenever as well. Unless you like it, go ahead. And counterclockwise, clockwise, you control the depth of the squat. So I like to do all these coordinated type moves where we're thinking about a couple things at a time. Get the brain working as well. Lift around core, engage breathing. And last time I didn't start with the bench, which I apologize, or the incline. So burpee to high pull, you're gonna come down here and up, pull, leading with the elbow. So on the ground, you can come back, step back in quadruped, hop up or step up. And I didn't come back to quadruped, you can come hold the plank here, step up, high pull, or step back, jump back, high pull. Get that heart rate going. Wrists and elbows are stacked. Breathing, good. Inhale, exhale, and high pull, breathe. Step back or hop back and up. Nice work, 10 seconds. Engaging core and back, breathe. Whew. All right, stagger stance, overhead, tricep extension. Coming here, coming back. We're gonna start stagger stance halfway and lift. Inhale, exhale. As we come up, elbows are bending, you're lifting that weight up over your head, soft knees. And exhale, breathe out, nice work. 5 seconds and we're switching. 2 and 1. You can bring it down, again, come into a rest break whenever you need it. Switch that stagger stance and come up and breathe. Nice job, nice work, here we go. 10 seconds. Weight comes down, hand extend, 3, 2, and 1. All right, kettlebell pulls in that plank position. If you're using the incline here, you can pull to the other side. I gave myself very little room there because I have all those weights, which you can utilize more room for the pull. Again, this can be in quadruped with that core engaged. This can be in that thigh pad stance. Breathing, breathing, breathing. This can be in the high plank stance, pull and flip, pull and flip. You make sure I have my all 4 on the ground, and then you're lifting. So it's really gonna throw off your balance, making sure that you're keeping that core engaged as you come side to side. Break whenever you need it. And whoo-wee. Pausing.
Stopping session.
All right, last one here. We're gonna come down to the ground for that chest press. Bicycles 8 and 8, holding that kettlebell up over our head. Excuse me, across from the chest, feet flat. Coming up, breathing. 4, 8, pressing. Not 48, 4, 8, and then holding, bringing those knees to chest, stabilizing that belt as you come forward. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And holding, engaging, pressing. Nice work. Lifting up, breathing up, making sure that core stays engaged. Lift up, breathe, and soft elbows. Good, good, good. Ha. And lift up, breathe. And 1, slowly coming up, coming into those halos. 2, squats, running around, bringing it around the head. 3, 2, and 1. 1 and 2, squats, making sure those knees are facing the toes. You're pushing from the foot. Oh, I went the opposite direction. Here and down. 4, 2, squats. Inhale, good. Exhale, coming in side to side. Breathe. 2 and 1, coming around. Nice job. And up, all the way up to the stand. 15 seconds. Nice work. And up. Good. 5. Whew. Last time here, 3rd round for all of these exercises. 3rd round, burpee to that kettlebell high pull. So we're gonna be stepping back, hopping back, pulling up that kettlebell from our shoulder. It always takes me a while sometimes. Stepping back, hopping back, pulling from the shoulder, down and up. Breathe, leading with that elbow. Again, step up, hop back, take a break whenever you need it. Break, down, step up and breathe. All the way up to a stand when you come up. Again, I like to give cues that I'm like, oh, you're not doing that, Jamie. You gotta come up, good. Stay stable in that plank position, lifting up, breathing up and out. Having that stable breath into that plank. And awesome work. Kettlebell overhead tricep extension. We're gonna bring that weight back in that stagger stance, up over our head, and then we'll switch halfway. 2 and 1, 2, good. 3. Whew, I don't know why I'm counting just because I'm used to it, but knees are soft, hips are soft. I'm gonna tell you we'll switch in about 10 seconds, slowly lowering that weight, bringing it back down, and switch, coming back, bringing back that kettlebell lift and breathe, nice job. Inhale, exhale, good. Soft, lift and lower. Had to turn out my toe there. Triceps are feeling that warmth. 2 and 1. Good. Kettlebell plank pulls. 10 seconds, plank pulls. Side to side. Again, in that high top quadruped position. Coming back, stacked, pulling. Make sure that you are engaged and then pull, breathing, pull. Nice work. And back. Good job here. Coming into a rest break whenever you need it. And pull, good. Knees coming down onto knees, coming into that break. Whew. This is a good one. 20 minutes, you know? I got this. Pulling, breathing, and stepping up or hopping up. That was your last one. Whew. Awesome work.
Stopping session. Starting session.
All right, first one we're All right, first one we're gonna start with is a kettlebell push-up to touch. Really, there's no reason that I'm getting the weights here because my wrist is bothering me, so I use the weights for the push-ups. So push-ups, hands across from chest, you're coming down and then tapping that kettlebell, touching that kettlebell as you come down from that push-up, which is really quite silly when you think about it, that this is a kettlebell move, because there's no reason that we're using the kettlebell here unless we are touching. Always come into that thigh pad position or that quadruped position, engaging core for the push-up. Basically, the touch is making the, is shifting the balance. So here, I'm on all 4 posts coming down, and then I move to a 3 post position, coming down, up, and 3 post position. So it's shifting that balance a bit. The next one is gonna be a good morning. So I'm gonna take this bell, hold it here in front, and then shift forward. You can play with the holds. Knees slightly bent, and shifting forward and all the way back up. Gaze is forward and up. Forward and up. I can hold it here. Lots of different holds, you can shift it. Here, I like that hold where I'm just gripping kind of the ball there, lifting up and coming down. So I'm shifting at my hips, knees are slightly bent, coming up, gaze forward like there's a stick or a broom on my back. As I shift forward, everything is aligned, coming up all the way up to stand. And on. All right, the next one we're gonna come into is a swing. So feet, elbows are soft, feet are aligned, knees are slightly bent. This is gonna stay perpendicular, your lower leg, you're gonna come down, swing up, let that upper body hinge forward, but you don't wanna jut out your hips like this. Let your hamstrings and glutes do the work. No, don't make it the arms, make it power from the glutes. Keep the core engaged, breathing. Inhale, exhale, up. Knees slightly bent, shift up, breathing, good. Letting it come down, gravity, and swinging it back up with those hamstrings, soft elbows. Gaze forward. All points of contact with the feet and down. Figure 8s. So in these figure 8s, I'm gonna take this kettlebell side to side. My feet are gonna be open, knees facing toes. I'm gonna come down and shift the kettlebell in between my legs as I squat down here. This is option 1. I'm squatting down, lifting up, shifting. Option 2, I'm coming into a slightly more of a squat, and we're gonna switch directions, which might really throw you off. And option 3, you're really staying low in this squat. Now, shifting directions is gonna blow your mind. Oh, this is not what I like to start with here. I start with the other side. So you can be here, here, or here. 5 seconds, breathing. And 1. All right, the last one we're gonna come into is holding that weight up. Ha, lifting up, knee comes back, and lifting that weight up. Breathing up, inhale, and exhale, good. Driving that knee forward, switching in 5, stepping back, tucking back, 2 and 1. Lifting that soft elbow, knee comes back, shifting, core is engaged. The kettlebell in any way that it shifts or moves is gonna really throw off your balance. So a lot of the times I like to put out my other hand here for a nice balance direction piece. Whew. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, coming into that push-up touch, grabbing my weights because of my wrist. So holding here, coming into that push-up and touch. Breathing, inhale, push-up and touch. Again, come to those thigh pads. Hands across from the chest, make sure that core is engaged and you're not rounding that back. Or come into that quadruped position here. Down, breathing, inhale, exhale, and up. Whichever you choose is good right for you today. Coming down, engaging core, breathing, exhale, into that stretch whenever you need it. Good. Down, breathing, and up. All right. We got the good morning next. Coming into that good morning, grabbing that bell, holding it at the chest, knees slightly bent, hinging forward and up to stand. Hinging forward and up to stand. You do not have to come all the way down. You can come here just to play with the motion a little bit, to play with that hip hinge. Knees are slightly bent, lower legs are perpendicular to the floor, coming down and up. So not a lot of knee bend here, just a slight knee bend and all the way up to stand. Hinging forward, gaze is up at that hip. So hinging forward at that hip. I'm switching the hold here, down and up, breathing. Good. All right, we're coming into those swings. So toes facing knees, knees facing toes. Again, that lower leg stays perpendicular to the ground. As we come down, shift forward, hinge and up, hinge and up. So making sure that your glutes, hams, the back of the legs are doing the work and not your arms. So your arms are kind of along for the ride. Bending elbows, slight elbow bend, lifting and breathing, shifting up. Nice work. Take a break again whenever you need it. Keep that core engaged. Hinge and up. Good. And awesome. All right, what do we got next? Coming into those figure eights. Figure eights. So again, toes facing knees. Come into those squats. Counterclockwise, clockwise. Here, you can stand up in between. You can stay a little bit lower. Make sure that that core is engaged. You're not rounding the back or the upper body. Or you stay low. We're switching. 3, 2, and 1. Giving that brain a little bit of a coordination exercise. Maybe you have to concentrate a little more one way than the other. Make sure you don't hit your knee like I just did. Coming up, breathing. 5. And 1. Last one here. Bring that weight up, elbow soft. Knee comes back to a bend. You can hold that hand out. If needed, drive that knee forward. Hold on to something for balance or step in between for balance, lifting up and breathing. Nice job. Good. Switching sides, 2 and 1. Lifting that weight up. And nice work. Everybody holding on to something for balance. Maybe that arm is up. Opposite knee soft. Driving up, 2 and 1. Woo! All right, last one here. We're coming into that push-up, last round, 2 kettlebell touch. Again, I'm using my weights because of my wrist. So engaging core, coming down and breathing, touch. Shift that weight to come into that touch. Thigh pads, always if needed, just make sure you have that core engaged. When you come down, quadruped, forehead is coming down towards the ground. Not necessarily the nose coming down. And remember, those arms are in that chevron arrow pattern as you lift up and down. Breathe. And shift. Whew. Good one. I say good one. Let's come into the good mornings. Bring that weight up and shifting forward. Knees slightly bent as we come forward and up. I'm kind of thinking like that dodo bird, or that bird that tips forward and back. So those hamstrings, those glutes are bringing your body back up to the stand, shifting forward, big hip hinge, all the way up to stand. And breathing down and up, good. Here we go. Drop it, lift it. All right, coming into the swings. Soft knees, soft elbows, shifting that weight and up. Big hamstring glutes, again, arms and that bell are along for the ride that your glutes, hands are providing. Shift up and breathe back to that stand, good. Lifting. Shifting, breathing. Nice work. Inhale, exhale when you're coming up. Gaze is forward, elbows soft, knees are soft. Almost there, third round. And up. All right, coming into those fun figure eights. We're gonna give our brain a little coordination challenge test here. Toes, knees facing each other. Shift in that squat. Shift that bell in between your legs. Nice work. Breathing, good. Shifting, breathing. I can hear my daughter upstairs. Hand coming back, up. Now we have switched. So again, your brain might be thinking, what is going on with this opposite direction I'm going that I don't like writing with your left hand or something. Feels weird. 5, not natural. If you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, then that is natural. All right, coming up, weight shifts overhead, coming back with that opposite leg, stepping forward, knees, toes align, lifting up, elbows soft, shoulders in place, elbows soft. You can always bring it down if that's uncomfortable holding that weight up high. 10 seconds, big balance here. 2 and 1, lowering it down, shifting to that other side, tap back, lift, and shift. Again, I have that hand out to help support me a little bit more in that balance. You can step back and lift, or come into that reverse lunge and lift. 5, and 1. Awesome, awesome work. You all rock. All right, starting session here. I'm gonna grab my 10-pound kettlebell with this one. The weight is gonna be on the opposite side of my stability leg. We're gonna come into a single leg deadlift. So stiff-legged, knee is soft, and I'm gonna shift forward with this hinge as I lower that weight and come up to that stand. I shift forward, kind of painting, bringing that weight down towards my shin, down and up, trying to keep stable with that hip there, down and up, all the way up to a stand, working that ankle muscle there as I come down and up, breathing, inhale, good, knee bend, exhale. Different balance challenge when you have it on the stability side, leg side versus the other side as well. So we can try it the opposite way next time, next round. So opposite side of the stability leg, knees slightly bent, coming down, rolling the shoulders back. We're gonna hinge forward, always step back or use something for balance if necessary, lifting that weight up, all the way up to a stand, kicking back as you hinge forward and come up and kick, breathing, coming forward, good, and breathing up, nice job, lifting, knee is soft as we come back, whoo, as we shift forward, knee bent, good, up and breathing, nice work here, shifting, big balance challenge here as we come forward and back. You'll notice your ankle might be, whew, doing it. All right, coming up to, I'm gonna grab my other dumbbell here, press and pull into a squat. One side, squat lift, leading with that elbow. And then 30 seconds in, I am going to switch, or 25-ish seconds, because this is 45 seconds, I'm gonna switch to that opposite side. 5, breathing, knees facing toes, 2 and 1, setting it down or switching it in the hand. Squat, Trying to lower down that weight with control. And up. You can always have your hands supported on that other side. Squat and lift. You do not have to come down to the ground. Sorry, I didn't mention that prior. You can come down here and lift up. You can set it on a chair and lift up as well. All right, optional jump here. I'm gonna show you first without the jump. I'm gonna grab a lighter dumbbell, kettlebell, 10 pounds here, side to side, optional jump. Low impact with the squat, low impact. Optional jump, out and in. Out, step in. Out, step in. So lots of options with that jump. You don't have to come into that full jump every time. Or side to side, breathing, coming down, up and in. Maybe you jump out, step in, jump out, step in. So lots of ways that you can do this one. And breathing, 3. Woo. Last one, we're gonna come down to the ground, hold that weight up across from the chest, side, bringing those legs down, knees bent, one at a time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. With the legs held up high, knees are slightly bent, come out and in, still holding that weight up. And 8, 7, 6. I just started counting 2 and 1. Leg lowers, core engaged. So you come down, breathing, and scissors out for 8. Make sure that you're not rounding that back super big. You have that core engaged. And leg lowers. And 1. All right, I'm gonna grab that weight. This time, if you want, you can switch with me and hold it on the stability side. So it's gonna be a little bit of a different feeling when you hold that weight on the stability side. Balance challenge, coming forward, single leg dead. Oh, see, I already threw off my balance there. Body is used to it. So you can play with it a little bit. Maybe you want a little bit more of a balance challenge. Maybe you don't, depending on what side is better for you. There, holding those hips in line. Whew, see, they're coming up. So balance is a very important piece. So stability side or that leg kicking back. You're gonna provide a different balance challenge for each because the weight is held alongside that base or outside a little bit of that center of gravity. And 1. So I'm gonna play with it a bit on this side too. Coming into that other side, stabilizing that other leg. Coming forward, I'll do opposite side and then same side, I'll switch it up just a little bit. Knees soft, coming back and coming up to the side. You drive that knee up as much as feels comfortable for you. You can always step down or you can have that weight here, knee soft, bending, shifting up, breathing, good. And shift, nice work. And up, knee soft, bend, shift, good. Hinging, and breathing, whoa. Good. And woo, 1. All right, now we're gonna come into that pull that squat to pull. So grab whatever weight, kettlebell weight if you have various options. If not, leading with that elbow, you can set it down on a chair. Come into a small squat, lift up. We're gonna do half and half. You can come down here and lift up. You can come down to the ground and lift up. Again, apologize for not showing all those options before. Slowly lower down. 5 seconds. We're gonna come into that other side. 2 and 1. Shift. Good. Heart rate. You probably feel that heart rate, right? Because quick movement, bringing up that heart rate, coming down and up. Leading with the elbow. Breathing. Good. And down. 5 and 1. Next one, we're coming to those squat jumps. I'm gonna grab the lighter weight. I used the lighter weight last time. Shift down, jumps, optional jumps. So low impact, you can stand in between. Or you can come and do 2 squats, low impact. You can hop and stand. You can hop into a squat in the middle, narrow squat. Woo! If you want, if you feel or it's accessible for you today, you can play with multiple options. Here's another option here, squat, tap, squat, tap. Breathing, core stays engaged, and up, yikes. 3, and 1. All right, supported leg overs, 2 scissors, grabbing that weight, coming down to the ground, supine here, and up, lower. Elbows are soft, okay? I have my elbows soft, counting for 8 as those legs are lowering, and then coming in and out, in and out, breathing. Nice job for 8. Anytime you need a break, go ahead and do so. 8 and 8. You can do 4 and 4. Knees are slightly bent out and in. Take the angle that challenges you, or that whatever you're feeling today, take that angle with the legs. Whew. All right, last round here, coming into the knee lift to leg lower. So hinging forward, knee comes up, 3, 2, and 1, lowering down. So again, play with it, stability side, maybe that other leg, holding it on this side, lift and lower. Make sure those hips are aligned as you come down. Back. We're going all in this one foot. So anytime you need a break, because it's 3rd round, so that foot's probably getting a little bit fatigued, working on balance a lot there. Always holding on to something for balance if necessary. Knee stays soft as you kick back, all the way up to a stand and shift. Whew. 5 seconds, knees slightly bent, shifting up, 3, 2, and 1. Again, play with that side, right? So lift, knee up, kick back. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here. Lift up and breathing. Shifting and lifting. See, sometimes I gotta plant. So that's another thing. Like I said, this is a big balance move. So anytime you need to step that toe, foot down, that one side's getting fatigued, I can feel myself rotating at the core. So have to keep aligned when I come down and up. Good. Number 3, lifting up that weight, starting with the elbow, coming into a squat, side to side. We'll switch halfway, toes facing knees. We'll start with the other side this time, coming down, lifting up. You determine the depth of this squat. Knees facing toes and lifting up, breathing as you lift up. Ha. 2 and 1. Switching sides, always using that hand for support if necessary. Is always an if. I guess I shouldn't use the same in the sentence. Use that hand for support if necessary. 10 seconds, leading with that elbow, coming into that squat, pulling up. Ha. 2 and 1. All right, squats in and out. I'm gonna grab a quick sip here. Starting with that low impact and adding that jump, if that's something that feels good today. Coming down or out and in, or out and in, or out. Well, how did I do it? You can jump out, step in, jump out, jump in, or you can jump out, step in. Whoo! Yeah, low impact here. Another option is side step, side to side, 10, engaging core. You all are rocking it. Jump in, step out. There we go. Jump in, narrow, step out. I was like, there's one more option in this one. All right, last one here. Supported leg lowers. Lifting that weight across from the chest, slowly coming down, knees bent, and down. Breathing, breathing, breathing. As we lower that leg, times 8, find an angle. So I can't go much past here because I start to lose that core control. You don't want that back rounding. And then lift and lower. Inhale, exhale, lift and lower. Elbows are soft. And lower. Breathing, whew, we got 10. Wide and in. 2. Rocking it and 1. Hey. Come into the cool down. Awesome job, everybody. 5 seconds, toes out, knees out, slowly coming down, opening up into that squat and opening up the shoulders, coming down into that squat and opening up the shoulders. Nice work. Good job, everybody, today. If you chose to push through, if you chose to rest, whatever you chose, I hope that it was whatever your body was telling you, because today is a different day than yesterday, than tomorrow. And there's just, we got different things all the time. Shoulder stretch, side to side, reaching for the ground and slowing down, slowly rocking that neck, chin to chest, bringing it back and forth, side to side, 15 seconds. Lifting and lowering. Open up those hands. Opening up those fingertips. Nice work. We're gonna step back and come to openers. So rolling shoulders back, stepping back, opening up that chest. If it feels good or you feel balanced enough, you can lift that neck back, open up. Neck back, open up. Breathing. Good, good, good. One of my side neck is always tighter than the other. Opening up, good. And one. Now we're gonna come into a QL, side stretch, reach up and over, reach up and over. So first you're reaching towards the ceiling, supporting that hip and coming over to the other side. Lifting, breathing, good. 10 seconds, nice work. Up and over, breathe. Here we go, 3. And 1, we're gonna come into a hamstring stretch. So using an incline, using maybe a bolster, something on the ground, slowly come up, knee bend, and see, like bottoms up, lift that bottom, coming down, knee bend, lift that bottom, have more support on that incline. If that's something that feels good for you today, knees bent and lifting, breathing, hip flexor stretch, step back, tilt that bottom, tuck that pelvis, reach up and over, rolling that wrist, rolling that hand, 2 and 1. Coming into the other side, reach back, tuck that pelvis under and reach up and over. Breathing, breathing, breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Squat to openers. Last one here. Coming into a squat and opening up. One of my favorite ones. Down, breathing up, open, lift, palms forward. Slowly come down. Reaching up, lifting up. Take this in whatever direction you want. If you're like, oh, I really like this chest opener, open up the chest a little more. If you really like fingertips all the way to the side wall, go ahead and do so. That was your last one. You all did awesome in this movement session. I'm so glad that you're here, that you showed up, that you just spent time with me in whatever capacity. And remember, movement is about so much more. Moving emotions through the body, strength gains, flexibility, learning something new. We did a lot of coordination work today. So movement for more. So glad that you're here and can't wait to see you next time.